I know. Exactly.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Clause of 1975, the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of South River Board of Education was provided in the following manner. On September the 8th of 2017, the notice was faxed or mailed to the following newspapers: Home News Review and The Sentinel. Also on September the 8th, notice was delivered to the office of the South River Borough Clerk and posted at the Board of Administration Building. Also, the notice was posted at the South River Borough Clerk's office. Roll call.
Mr. Andre?
Here.
Mr. Bazak here? Mrs. Beck?
Here.
Mrs. Bush?
Here.
Mrs. Cruz?
Here.
Mr. Nielsen?
Here.
Mr. Rosanna?
Here.
Mr. Bennett?
Here.
Mr. Barluda?
Here.
Ms. Brown?
Here.
All board members have copies of the yes, board members, your pleasure.
Move it. Second.
Motion by
Mrs. Cruz.
Second by Mr. Rosanna. Any additions, deletions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
There are no additions, however, there's two changes. One for the New Jersey Association of Federal Programs. Dates changed from Friday, November 17th to Friday, March 23rd. And also, the class of 2019 changed their name to Rams Run. Other than that, everything changes.
Pleasure.
Move the use of facilities in accordance with board policy.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Nielsen, second by
Andre.
Mr. Andre. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. This time we'll open the meeting to the public. Financial report.
Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby certifies that it has received a financial report which indicates that no major account has been overexpended and that sufficient funds are available to meet the district's financial obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year. The Finance Committee recommends that the reports of the Board Secretary and the Treasurer of School Monies for July 2017 be approved, and I so move.
Motion by Mrs. Cruz.
Second.
Second by Mr. Nielsen. Ernest. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Now we will open the meeting to the public. Any comments or questions for the items strictly on the agenda? Comments or questions are limited to 10 minutes. Anyone from the audience? Saying none, we will close the public portion of the meeting and then continue with the superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you. I do have this evening an update on the lead findings in the district. So at this time, all of our filters have been installed in the 18 outlets that were originally identified. Another round of testing took place that happened on the first week of school. During that testing, we found out that all but one were in compliance. The outlet that was found above the allowable PBL is the line to the coffee maker in the concession stand. So that line has been shut down. All of them were shut down until we received the confirmation of the compliance figures. But that line remains shut down at this time. And we have spoken to the people that use the concession stand coffee maker. They've been using alternate measures to make the coffee for that reason. And the conversation we're having right now is, should we move forward and change that line? Or are we okay to continue to use an alternate measure to make coffee in the concession stand moving forward? So we're waiting on some feedback on that, and then we'll make that decision. But if the decision is that the line needs to be changed, we'll move forward and do that. Friday EVAMs have been going out on a regular basis. We're headed tomorrow into week 3 of our Friday EVAM message. Really, this was done to consolidate all of the information from the community and from the district. We're trying to make it easy for parents to access district information all in one place. So far, the feedback we've received from everybody on the one consolidated EVAM message has been very positive. So we'll continue in this way. There are some exceptions. For example, the children had an assembly this week, and there was an email that went out that said, I was at an assembly today. So that would be an example of something that would go home that day. But other than that, it's the Friday messages. You're going to notice on this week's agenda that there are many instructional programs for board approval. These programs are targeted to meet various needs of students, and we were really focused on differentiated needs. The three major programs that are on this agenda are iReady, Linkit, and Rosetta Stone English. iReady is a diagnostic and instructional program for language arts and math. It's being implemented in grades K through 8. And that program really outlines every student's specific strength and every student's area of deficiency. And then it provides an individualized learning path for that student. So it lets the teacher really understand where the deficiencies are, and it plans instruction specific to those needs. Or sometimes in enrichment. Many of our students are performing above grade level as well, or at grade level and need the challenge as well. The path is taught in combination of teacher small group lessons. So some of the lessons that are recommended from iReady are teacher taught in small group. And then there's also a web-based individualized program, a web-based component that students can access at school and will have an opportunity to access at school, but also at home. And we'll be sending home information about that. So we're excited to bring this to the district because we think it will really ensure that every student has instruction to meet his or her needs and really the enrichment or the intervention that every student deserves. Linkit is another program that is on for approval tonight. It's a data warehouse system. And what it does is it combines all of our students' data in one place. If you can almost picture an electronic file folder containing all of the students' performance data, a real quick way for teachers to be able to go in and get a quick picture of a child and what's been going on for that child and the progress that he or she has made. It'll also make it very accessible for our guidance counselors at the high school level to be able to see which students are on path to meet graduation requirements, really be able to see that very quickly and intervene for students and make sure that if they're not on path towards graduation, that we can certainly get them there. Rosetta Stone is also another program. This is dedicated for English language learners, mostly those students who are brand new to the country. And the goal there is to have something in place for them to give them access to regular common language that they need in order just to meet their basic needs. So really give them an opportunity to learn some of the basics firsthand to be able to communicate properly. So that resource will be used in our ESL classes. And all of these programs that I mentioned, iReady, Linkit, Rosetta Stone English, all of those programs are funded by either Title I, Title II, or Title III funds. So it's coming from our title funding completely. That's our federal grant program. Another thing I wanted to share with the community is we're moving forward with really establishing district-level teams. So throughout the year, several district-wide staff teams will be established to promote really a collaborative, comprehensive approach to how we provide services to our students. So for example, we started with our ASI district-wide team. So before, our ASI teachers were working in their individual schools, doing really what they needed to do for their students, but not having enough time to come together and articulate about the programs in their schools, what was going on, what the goal for the program was, and so on. So we're coming together as a district-level team, having those conversations. We just had our first meeting earlier this week or last week. I joined them for that meeting. We had really, really great conversation about, number one, what's currently happening in the program, and two, what we see as the direction that we need to move in, and what our teachers are noticing really needs to happen in the classroom. So really having some great conversations there. And after that meeting, we received some really good feedback that teachers felt it was such a good use of their time to be able to come together and have those types of professional conversations. And I also wanted to talk about our Parent Academy that's forthcoming. This year, we're introducing a series of Parent Academy workshops. These sessions will take place throughout the year and will cover a variety of topics to help parents support their children socially and academically in school. So the first workshop is taking place on October 5th. It's on the topic of recognizing and identifying bullying language and helping children navigate through difficult situations. Also, that evening, right before the workshop, I will be conducting a superintendent meet and greet. So on October 5th, we have several things going on. We have an ESL parent night at 6 p.m. Then we have the superintendent meet and greet at 6:30, right in this room, where I'm hoping parents will come and really just tell me about their experiences for their children in our schools. And refreshments will be served, so come out and get a cookie and a cup of coffee. And then afterwards will be the Parent Academy workshop right down the hallway in the auditorium at 7 p.m. So we're hoping that if parents have to come out, they're coming out just on one night, but for a variety of reasons. And finally, I just wanted to thank all of our administrators, teachers, staff for all of the successful back-to-school nights that we had just a few weeks ago. We saw many parents on these evenings, which is a great indication of our community's involvement and commitment to our schools. And this concludes the superintendent's report. Thank you.
We'll continue with your... Okay.
And then we have the approval of a confirmed HIB.
Okay, board member, your pleasure,
Move the superintendent's report,
including the head.
including the, yes, sorry.
Motion by Mr. Hanson, second by Mrs. Cruz. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. This time we'll go into the consent resolution. But before we do, I'd like to call on Mr. Rosanna.
Thank you, Mr. President. On Monday, I reported to the board that the instruction committee recommends that the kindergarten science curriculum be adopted. And that night, we were still reviewing the first grade curriculum for science. We were not able to bring it to you as a recommendation that night because we weren't done reviewing it yet. But we are now, and we are recommending that this be part of the consent resolution, that the first grade science curriculum be adopted. Thank you, Mr. President.
Anyone want any other items? Read separately?
I need one. I have to abstain under instruction number 2.
Okay.
The South River Board of Education, by means of a consent resolution, adopt various resolutions of a routine and non-controversial nature at one time. Whereas below listed resolutions are hereby adopted by said Board of Education in total, as if the same are individually acted upon under finance items 1 through 21, instruction items 1 through 4, negotiations item 1, policy and legislation items 1 and 2, human resources items 1 through 11, and safety and risk item 1.
Board member, pleasure.
Move the consent resolution.
Motion by Mr.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bush. Comments? Call for it.
Mr. Andre?
Yes.
Mr. Bezak? Yes. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mrs. Bush?
Yes.
No. And then,
Aye.
yes, to
Except as noted.
Except as noted. Thank you.
Mrs. Cruz?
Yes.
Mr. Nielsen?
Yes.
Mr. Rosanna?
Yes.
Mrs. Romanek?
Yes.
Mr. Wiley?
Yeah, motion so carried. The committee reports.
Athletic report, I don't have anything to add, but I'm just going to remind people that homecoming is Saturday, October 14th. The theme is Looney Tunes. Joe Thiesman will be here participating in the parade, which starts at 11:30.
Buildings and math, Mr. Bennett?
Thank you, Mr. President. As in past reports, I just really want to say that under Mr. Bernanke, our staff did an absolutely outstanding job on our buildings and grounds, and they continue to do so under Mr. Blaja. Everybody does have a copy of the buildings and grounds report, and we do so much with not so little, but with not too much more. As far as the upkeep of the school, the fields, and a lot of things are hosted here, which a lot of people may or may not realize. The bulk of the programs in town and at the school are hosted here at the school. And I just really have to commend our supervisor and his staff. Just of note in the report, the installation of the new benches in front of the high school. If everyone does happen to ride by, they really do look nice. I'd like to thank the PTA for their beautiful donation. It really does make a very nice entrance to the high school. Ms. Zurcher mentioned about the water filters that have been installed to remediate the lead problem in the water. I just want you to know that the staff did that installation of the water filters. Is that correct?
Correct, they installed.
Yeah, and the retesting of the outlets through the district. They did the entire installation, and if the decision is made to replace that line, I believe that will be our staff also doing that work.
Our staff will do that this week.
So just once again, we do have an outstanding staff. I think this place is kept in extremely excellent shape. The school, the fields, so much is run up here. And as a final note, as Mr. Blaser writes, we would all like to extend congratulations to Mark and Yolanda Wojciechowski on the birth of their son Luke, 7 pounds 12 ounces, who will be the South River Rams class of 2036. And no other board members have any comments to add. That concludes the Buildings and Grounds report. Thank you.
Mrs. Cruz?
We have 2 new items from Monday night. 20 approval board contract Blackboard Inc., Blackboard Connect K through 12 parent teacher telephone and email service provider 2017-18 school year. And 21 approval board contract 2017-18 Christina Noda Farnesco professional development services.
Anyone have any questions? Mr. Rosanna.
Thank you, Mr. President. Under instruction, there are 4 items, same as Monday night, with one addition to number 3. On Monday night, I reported to the board that the instruction committee recommended they approve the kindergarten science curriculum, and tonight I reported to the board that we finished reviewing another curriculum in the meantime, and we've added the first grade science curriculum to that approval. Thank you.
Ms. Barton, on negotiations?
Yes, the parties happily were able to reach a memorandum of agreement on September 5th, and the second mediation date. We're working towards having a ratification by both parties and a signed completed contract. We're in the finalization of a couple of the stipend schedules and salary schedules. Looks like we're on target to have this before you for ratification at your next meeting.
Thank you. And policy, Mr. Bush?
No changes since Monday.
Mr. Marshall?
We have one addition since Monday night. Approval point, Alyssa Gonsalves, part-time occupational therapist, 2017-2018 school year. And that's all I have, sir.
Anyone have any questions? And Mr. Andre?
I have nothing new since Monday night, Mr. President.
Mr. Bezak?
Yes, Mr. President, I have 9 items. The first one, Title I Parent and Family Engagement Volunteers Needed. Title I funding originates via the Every Student Succeeds Act, more commonly known as SFESSA. It strives to ensure that all children obtain a high-quality education and achieve at a minimum proficiency on state standards as measured by state assessments. All South River Public Schools deliver supplementary programs during and after school to support student growth. However, parental guardian support and guidance is also a key component. The South River Board of Education acknowledges that parent and family engagement in their children's education is a key element in helping their children achieve high academic standards. When schools collaborate with parents to help children learn, and when parents participate in school activities and decision-making about their children's education, children achieve at higher levels. We need your input and involvement in planning for the delivery of services for parent and guardians. Please consider joining the Title I Parent Advisory Board if you are interested in assisting with the coordination of district-wide parent and family engagement activities by sending an email to Ms. Camilo Buffalino at kbuffalino@sriverNJ.org. Additional information can be can also be obtained via phone at 732-613-4073, extension 7206. The second item, seminar, School Bullying Survival and Prevention. New York Times bestselling author, survivor, and celebrated anti-bullying activist Jody Blanco will be given a free seminar open to the public on school bullying, survival, and prevention, sponsored by the South River Public School District on Tuesday, October 5th at 7 p.m. at the South River High School Auditorium. The seminar will include a 90-minute workshop featuring Jody's compelling personal story of her struggle from 5th grade through high school as a target of severe school bullying. She will share what her parents and teachers did that helped, what they did not, and why, as well as offer similar insights from the tens of thousands of bullied students she has worked with across the nation. The workshop will include specific practical advice on how to intervene if a child is the victim, bully, or bystander from the rare point of view of someone who has actually lived through it and now dedicated her life to helping others. In addition, Jody will address the plight of the adult survivor of peer abuse and offer suggestions on how to overcome those open wounds from the past. If you are an educator, parent, student, or someone still coping with painful memories of peer abuse, this is a seminar you will not want to miss. I encourage you to attend for what promises to be meaningful, moving, and informative evening. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact Nicole Urick at nurick@srivernj.org or 732-407-4073, extension 7355. Next, the South River Foundation for Educational Excellence holds a Harlem Wizard fundraiser. The Harlem Wizards are coming to South River High School Sunday, October 29th at 1 p.m. The afternoon promises to be a fun-filled event that is great for kids, adults, and will guarantee to put a smile on everyone's face. This event is hosted by the South River Foundation for Educational Excellence. They have brought the Wizards into town to help benefit their organization. The Harlem Wizards have a unique mission: create awe-inspiring events throughout the country. At a Wizards game, fans will witness amazing basketball talent combined with hilarious comedy. It is 2 hours of family time where parents, grandparents, and kids can all laugh together. When you are in the stands, you are more than a spectator. You're part of the show with loads of audience participation. Throughout the game, fans will experience magical display of tricks, coordinated ball handling, fancy passing, and aerodynamic athleticism combined with high-energy comedy and audience interaction. The experience can be summed up into 2 words: awe-inspiring. Tickets purchased before the event are $12 for adults, $10 for children. Tickets will also be available on the day of the game at South River High School Gym at 12 noon for $20 adults and $15 for children, or you can purchase online at www.harlemwizards.com. The next item on the agenda, Project Graduation Raffle. Project Graduation is raffling off an American Girl Truly Me doll number 55, prancing horse, stable and supplies, saddle and award set, riding helmet, hat, and western plaid outfit for the doll. Total value $415. Tickets are currently on sale for $10 each at all the back-to-school night events and parent-teachers conferences. Or you can arrange to purchase tickets by contacting them at srhsprojectgrad2018@gmail.com. The drawing will take place on Wednesday, November 22nd, just in time for the holidays. Next, Ashley Farms fundraiser sponsored by the high school music program. The South River High School music program will be selling Ashley Farms cheesecakes, pies, and cookies from Monday, October 2nd to Monday, October 16th. Help support the music program by purchasing your Thanksgiving desserts for the students in the band and chorus. If you have any questions or would like to place an order, please contact Mr. McDowell by email, mcdowell@srivernj.org, or you can contact him by phone at 732-613-4014, extension 6235. Next, high school picture days date change. Due to some scheduling conflict with high school picture days, dates have changed. The new dates are October 16th and 17th, Makeup Day, November 29th. Pictures will be taken in the high school gym between 7:30 and 3:30. Students will have their pictures taken during the physical education classes. The forms you have received in the mail will still be used for the new dates. Next, the South River High School PTSA welcomes everybody back to school and encourages membership for all parents, students, and teachers. 100% membership is their goal. Membership forms, including bilingual, can be found in the main office or at southriverpta.org, select high school. Thanks to all for your support last year. The PTSA was able to purchase South River Wren's benches, which are outside the high school entrance. Please join the PTSA and help support the high school students. Next on the agenda, attention parents and students. On Thursday, September 21st, 2017, the South River High School Guidance Department will be hosting a college planning and financial aid night at 7 p.m. in the high school's auditorium. During this presentation, a guidance staff will discuss the college application process, Naviance program, and much more. Also, Karen Arnold, a financial aid expert, will be on hand to discuss how to apply for financial aid. The meeting is geared towards seniors and their parents, but all grades are welcome to attend. We hope to see everyone there. If you have any questions, please reach out to your child's guidance counselor or Margaret Corbell. All the best. Go ahead on that. Next, South River High School would like to applaud the dedication of 4 of our students to the field of science. Brian Vargas, Nur Hassan, Nikita Arya, and Eric Alvarado. During the 2017, these students presented our school and the state of New Jersey at the Congress of Future Medical Leaders in Boston, Massachusetts. These students were surrounded by many fellow high school students who shared a passion, ability, and potential. They found new friends to help them reach their dreams and future colleagues with whom to collaborate. The students were personally taught by some of the greatest minds in medicine and winners of the world's most prestigious international prizes, such as the Nobel Prize and the Presidential National Medal in Science. We certainly look forward to hearing from their success in the future. That's all I have.
Anyone have anything else to add? No? I'll leave it up to the council, Mrs. Cruz.
Yes, have we heard back from, we still have a request out to the town council liaison to submit their availability for a meeting. So as soon as we hear back, we'll be able to schedule a meeting, and I'll hopefully have a report for next month.
Okay. And our PTA, Mrs. French?
We got this month and the last couple of weeks at the back-to-school nights, all the PTAs had their general membership meetings. They approved their budgets, they introduced their board members, and then they announced a few things. They're talking about fundraisers they're working on. Primary schools, next meeting is October 25th. They've got a book fair coming up in October, I think the 10th to the 18th. Elementary, well, go to middle school first. Middle school's next meeting is October 2nd at 5:30 in the science room. And then right after that, in the elementary school library is their PTA meeting at 6:30. The high school PTSA meeting is on October 18th at room 110 at 8 o'clock. And they're also, the homecoming is on October 14th. And then SEPTA's next meeting is on October 12th at the public library at 6:30. They will have various speakers that she'll be announcing, and I'm sure she'll be mentioning tonight when she speaks. And so that was my report.
And
It's okay.
Mr. Bezak, the library?
Just one item. On November 8th, 9th, and 10th, the Friends of the Library will be hosting a book and bake sale at the South River Public Library during normal business hours. I encourage everyone to attend, purchase some good books, and support the Friends of the Library. That's all I have.
Educational Foundation, Mrs. French?
Yes, and Mr. Bezak already read the information about the Harlem Wizards event that's going to take place on October 29th. That's their big fundraiser that's coming up. Doors open at noon, game starts at 1. Tickets are available online at a cheaper rate or day of at the door. Shanetta actually shared on Facebook the other day, or maybe Danielle shared it, I'm not sure who did, but I watched the video. All the kids took part in an assembly this past Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, and there's video clips on the Facebook page that you can actually see some of the kids actually got involved and they were on stage. It looks like a lot of fun. So if you have nothing to do that Sunday afternoon, it's a good event. Yep.
Good.
I was at that assembly at the high school, and
There were only 3 clips that she included, but I'm sure it was...
the kids had so much fun. They were up on stage. Some of the tricks that they did were amazing. The kids were just wowed. They had such a good time. It was really nice to see.
And just as a reminder for the people who do not know, the South River Foundation of Educational Excellence, any monies that they raise goes back to the school in either scholarships or programs or something, so this is another way to help benefit the students. So that's it.
And let's hear from our student representative, Mrs. French. And Ms. Quinn.
Yeah, we had our discussion on Monday night.
Is there any other new business to come before the board?
Mr. President, if I may, I've seen a lot of praise on Facebook for Mr. McDowell and the marching band. When he came here, we had no marching band. And we had a music program that was okay at the high school, but Mr. McDowell's worked very, very hard and has given of himself to not only get a marching band on the field, but to sound good. And also get the vocal music program a boost. Okay? And I just want to say Mr. McDowell really deserves a lot of praise for what he's done with these kids. I mean, they're in the marching, or some of the marching band anyway, give up their Memorial Day and march in the parade. I mean, he's really done a great job, and I just want to praise Mr. McDowell and his students. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I had a few items this evening. One, I received a call from a parent who picks up her child from school regarding one of the buses picking up at the high school and dropping off, that it's not driving safely through our parking lot, that there's a lot of horn blowing at the cars, that there's backing up and almost hitting cars, it's pulling out into traffic, it's not unsafe. So they asked if it could be put on our radar, maybe we can check into it and just make sure that everything is safe within our parking lot. So I just wanted to bring that up. The other thing I wanted to bring up was also in the paper, we had the football team was in there regarding their 3-0 record, and they're favored to win the game this Saturday by 1 point, so we wish them luck. But there was also an article regarding one of our graduates from the class of 2003, Daniel Bilowitz, who was recently promoted to the rank of Chief Petty Officer while he's stationed in Romania. And he's been in the service for 13 years, and it says that this honor is only given to those who demonstrate the Navy's core values of honor, courage, and commitment to the highest degree. So it's very nice praise, and there's a great article if anybody would like to read it. And I just wanted to congratulate him and his family on that accomplishment.
That's in the Sentinel, Mrs. Cruz?
Yes, in the Sentinel. And then the last item I had was just regarding the PTA forms. If we can get a copy of all the PTA membership forms, so if anybody wants to join, they can fill them out in the bucket.
And I kind of commented to all of them. I don't know if Mrs. Searcher heard me say to it about, well, we're going to get all those in our packets in this month's meeting, right? So we can just write all my checks at once.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that's just that. Do all my checks at the same time. I don't miss anybody. And I was going to ask to have that afterwards.
That was all I had. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? No, we open the meeting to the public. Any comments or questions? Comments or questions? I will move to 10 minutes. Anyone from the audience?
Hi, good evening, Danielle Oswald, 16 Garwood Street. So I'm going to speak with 4 different hats. So first off, as a parent, because if I wasn't a parent, I wouldn't be involved in the school district at all. So I just wanted to thank all the administrators and staff and Mrs. Archer for being present during the first week of school and communicating with the parents directly via the newsletter. I think it's a great idea, and I look forward to how parents will be more informed in a more organized way, so thanks for that. I also want to note that we all know that South River is a town full of hardworking people, and having said that, I try to do my very best to be mindful of that fact and realize that not all parents are able to attend meetings, all the meetings for their kids that come up, especially with their busy work schedules, possibly 2-3 jobs, kids' extracurricular activities and such. So we should be mindful of that and not take that as a sign of the parents not caring, because I know that that's not the case most often. The first week of school went very interesting because of the trifecta of events that we had, the new bell schedule, the nice rain, thanks Mother Nature, and the new traffic pattern and parking. So, but as we are now getting 3 weeks in, it seems to be moving along much more smooth, so it's a good thing and to be expected. Now we'll speak about SRFE. which has already been spoken about. But yes, the Harlem Wizards are coming to South River. Tickets are available online at harlemwizards.com. I wish I did make it to see the assembly. I'm glad Shanetta did and posted that video. I'm definitely going to go, even though I'm already going to be there. So, but it will be fun. There are 4 different types of tickets. There's, the regular admission tickets, a student admission ticket. There's going to be Courtside Plus, which will get you a lanyard and get you in a little bit early for a meet and greet with the players. So that's nice, and you get up front seating, and then we'll have reserve seating as well. So there's a few different tiers of seating. So check out the website for the details on that. And we could use some help, so sign up to volunteer to help us, because it's going to be a bigger undertaking. We expect a lot of people there. And now I'll talk as a volunteer. So back in 2010, as a website designer, I donated my time and abilities to redesign and make the South River PTA's one unified website. And it's nice to look back and see that people are using it. And in 2012, I created a Facebook page for each of the PTAs, so it's nice to see those tools being used for what I originally intended them to be used for. And we've made some updates to the website itself, just some accessibility updates, so people with disabilities can have the links highlighted, or they can reverse the way the style is on the website so they can see better. And there's a screen reader option, so people can have the items on the website read to them. And we also have a language selector to help those who do not speak or read English as their first language. So there's that. And SEPTA. I'll finish with SEPTA. In October of 2016, we decided to start streaming our meetings live on Facebook, and we do that at the library in town because the Wi-Fi, at least from my experience, is a bit more reliable there than in the buildings here. So it's one reason why we have them there, and we wanted to make it accessible for everybody to come and know that most people in town know where the library is. And so that's been really good, and it helped to improve our engagement, even if people are not able to be there in person. And we will be having a fundraiser in November through early December for Christmas and the holidays. We're going to be doing Popcorn for the People fundraiser. Popcorn for the People is a company that's based in East Brunswick, and it was basically created because the father of one of the people who was working there, has autism, and they employ adults and older children with special needs. I think that's really great, and so we're going to support that great company. And the first SEPTA meeting of the year will be in 2 weeks from tonight at the library. We're going to be having a representative from the Special Needs Parent Cafe, and they are a new organization that is expanding into Middlesex County, and the Special Needs Parent Cafe offers babysitting, companionship, and family helper service for children and adults with special needs. The SNPC believes that being part of supporting family resilience is to offer the services and support that strengthen and build resilience in families. So we're trying to give parents and caregivers a little bit of respite, so we're going to come talk about their services at our first meeting. I think that's it.
What's the website for the PTA? What's the link for the PTA website?
SouthRiverPTA.org.
Thank you.
How about the Facebook page? It's linked from the website. I don't know. And that's a group that you have to accept into, or is it a? No, you like it.
There's five.
Yeah, because I know I follow them all. You like it, yeah. Which is nice.
Oh.
Anyone else from the audience? Anyone? Last call. Close the public portion of the meeting. Mr. President,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I forgot something under new business.
Sure.
There is something that the NJEA offers. It's called the Frederick L. Hipp grant. And there are a handful of teachers throughout the state of New Jersey who have received or are receiving this grant this year. And it's very, very few. I mean, you have to really write a special grant and be a special kind of person to be able to get the grant. And one of our teachers, Maria Gartenberg, is being awarded the grant this year. And the board has been invited to attend that ceremony on November 10th at the NJEA convention. And Mr. Wailuda and I will be going, and possibly Mr. Nielsen, depending on his work schedule, to support and congratulate Maria Gartenberg. I think she deserves a lot of praise for this, and we are lucky to have her as part of our staff. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Cruz?
Yes. The Finance Committee recommends that all bills presented having been certified by the School Business Administrator Board Secretary be paid as listed, and I so move.
Motion by Mrs. Cruz.
Second.
Second by Mr. Nielsen. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Motion for adjournment?
Nielsen.
First by Mr. Nielsen, second by Mrs. Bush. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.